for the first time, if I can, we've been doing this for 8 years. Have you ever had a figure skater in the studio before?
No.
Hey,
on the air, yes. The studio, no.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so that's true. You're right. But first time in the studio, and we're so excited because there's a lot going on this month. He's going to tell us a lot about it. But when you're talking about a big time, when I said big time celebrity up in here, 4-time national champion figure skater, Olympian up in the building. We're so happy to have. And I'm gonna try to get out there on the ice after this is all over.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
We're happy to have Jeremy Abbott up in the studio. What's going on? How you doing, man?
Hey guys, it's an honor to be the first in studio.
But no, this is really cool. And you know, when I think about ice and figure skating, I associate that with the holidays somewhere. I know, like up in New York, they got this ice rink.
Rockefeller.
Yeah, everybody got the big Christmas tree out there. Everybody skating around. So now to have you here, I think it's apropos. So my first question is this something you always wanted to do?
Yes, I started skating as soon as I could walk. I grew up in Colorado in the mountains, and just like winter sports were a thing we did, skiing, skating. Literally, my parents had me doing winter activities from the time I could stand on my own.
Wow.
So assuming at some point you had to make the choice between skating and snowboarding.
I never really had to make that choice. Like skating just always called to me. There was just something about it. I don't know what it was, but there was just something about it that I really connected with and loved. And just from the time I was about 4 years old, it was like, this is what I want to do.
And so you did multiple types of figure skating. I mean, you might have to explain it a little better for me because I'm not too familiar. But, you know, so you have your singles and then you have pair and then...
Yeah,
so
we
walk
have...
me through like your experiences with figure skating.
We have 3 different disciplines. We have single skating, which is men's skating and lady skating. Then we have pair skating, which men and women skate together. And that's the one that's more acrobatic where lifts go overhead and they still do like throws and jumps and stuff like that. And then we have ice dancing, which is, again, couples skating together. But it's a bit more like ballroom dancing, where lifts, it gets a little less acrobatic. It is still very acrobatic. Like they're twirling them themselves around each other and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. But the lifts don't go overhead and like the girls don't get thrown.
But they all have music.
They all have music, yeah.
Okay, so you have men's and women's just normal skating. Mm-hmm. Then you have dance skating. Dance skating.
Jeremy looked at Kevin like, what?
I'm trying to see like what makes the other one dance. Is it just not? It's just not as difficult.
No, I mean it's difficult.
Technical.
It's just it's technical in a very different way. Right. So it's much more. I don't really know how to explain this because everything's to music. But when you see like pair skating, it gets much more like acrobatic, where it's like very explosive and girls are literally flying through the air, like a good 25 feet up in the air. Where like ice dancing, it's more like hand to hand, and the girl doesn't actually go over the man's shoulder or head. Right. So the lifts that they do are they're really crazy and they're really acrobatic. It's just not as big and explosive.
Because the next time you hear us talking about this, trust me, we will be experts.
Yeah, we'll be experts.
Because any person that asked said, well, I had an opportunity to discuss this with a Olympic skater.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
so clearly I know what I'm talking about.
You're helping our credibility big time. We're talking to Jeremy Abbott, who's going to be involved in the 2020 U.S. Figure Skating Championship, which is going to be held in Greensboro. And January 20 through the 26th, that's a big event. We're going to talk about that in a second. But let's talk about the Olympics. How was that experience? Other than the French, was the French judge involved in this thing? Because I was
the Russian judge.
It's always a French judge always screwing up the judge, and they wasn't involved in this, were they?
No. That was a bit before my time.
Okay. But talk about that experience if you will, Jeremy. That's funny.
Honestly, amazing. Yeah. I was lucky enough to represent the U.S. in 2 Olympics in 2010 in Vancouver and 2014 in Sochi. Wow. And I don't know, you work your whole life with a goal in mind, and to be able to kind of live that dream out, it's it was more and bigger than I expected it to be. And honestly, it was like, competition aside, like, which was a bit terrifying and overwhelming. It was just fun. It was really cool to meet the other athletes, because when we compete internationally, like, we're with the same people pretty much all the time, and we travel the world and do stuff, but we're with figure skating. So to get to, meet other athletes from other sports and learn how they train and kind of learn a little bit more about their lives and how they got to this point, and especially from other countries, like that was my favorite part of it. Wow.
We're talking with Jeremy Abbott, Olympic figure skater, and we talked about training. You talked about it just real quickly there, but I'm just trying to envision, like, what does training mean for a figure skater? Like, do you have drills? Do you do ice sprints? Or
these are questions. Do we do suicide?
Honestly, growing up, we did do suicides on the ice. It was kind of like
thanks for laughing at me, people. People listening like, why would he ask that? See, I was right.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like
were. We
Miracle, where it makes you go again, blue line to blue line.
Right. It was sort of a form of punishment, but also like for endurance as well. So like it was like 50-50, like punishment but also benefit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like sprint to the blue line, sprint back, sprint to the red line, sprint back, like just as you would in the gym.
Is there any weight training involved at all at that level?
Okay. I had a trainer and a lot of off ice. We have to do a lot of plyometric and explosive work. A little less like with weight, because with skating for the rotation, you want to be more compact, but you also want to be as strong as you possibly can. So it's like it's finding that balance of power and strength without bulk.
You do pair skating, right?
No, I do single skating.
Oh, just only single.
Yeah. Okay. Do these arms look like they lift anything?
No. You can be wiry strong.
It's true.
Well, my next question is going to be, who's the worst one that you got paired with? You have to tell us who it is. But how did you say yourself, like, oh my goodness, look, you need to stop eating.
So, Jeremy, this is the third time in the last 10 years that the championships will be held in Greensboro, North Carolina. So, and I think you were at the previous two. So what is it about that fans can expect and that would draw them, to come out and support the figure skating championships?
There is something really unique and special about the U.S. Figure Skating Championships. It just has an energy and an electricity that is unlike any other event. It was always my favorite to compete at. There's just such a there's a very physical buzz in the building, and I've been since I've retired from competing, and I've been to watch, and you still feel that electricity, and it's so unique and it's so special, and it's something that you really, really don't understand from watching it on television. Just figure skating live beats watching it on television, hands down. There's that power, and you get to see the speed and the power and the height of everything that's going on, and it's much more visual live than it is watching it from TV. You really don't get that sense.
I want to see it now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I may try it next time I go to the mall.
We got to wait till January next month.
They don't have it in the mall?
The 20th through the 26th. Michael, go ahead.
No, I mean, actual skate.
And Jeremy, of course, you are a four-time national champion. You won this event. And I was just curious, what did it feel like, to win it 4 times, after you won it the first time and then to win it 3 more times? What was the feeling like for you?
Winning 4 times is amazing. I never won in Greensboro. Just got to throw that in. So, I have a small vendetta, but it's great that the championships are back here. But honestly, it was the first time I expected it but didn't expect it, and it wasn't my best skate, so it was it was a bit bittersweet, where it was like I won, but it wasn't the way I wanted to win. And then the next 3, I absolutely crushed it, and it was just this feeling of less than winning, just more being able to perform the way I had trained to perform, and putting down programs that I knew couldn't be beat. The way that I skated them, I was that was how I wanted to win.
That's how I want to know.
So it's a cool feeling. It's a cool feeling to train that hard and really see it just come to fruition.
What's your favorite song to skate to, or what was your favorite song?
I really tried to be as diverse as I could with my music choices from year to year and program to program. I think one of my favorites, I skated to Muse. Exogenesis Symphony Part 3, and I did it in 2012 and 2014, so I actually got to take that one to the Olympics with me, and it was really cool.
All right, hold on, Jeremy. Wait a minute.
The what now?
You get that? Did you get that show?
He got it. He got it.
The Muse Exogenesis Part 3.
He got it. Trust me, that guy. He got it.
Now I always do that in B minor, but we'll see how.
I told you, got it.
This is the song? No, he says this is not.
It's not part 3. I told you, it's part. We need part 3.
We need part 3.
It's part 3, man. Michael, it's part 3.
Well, while he gets to the song,
shame on you,
that's
Michael.
part 2.
I have a question about the championships and your competitors. So, like, do you watch film like on other skaters to see like what they're doing?
Nice.
Do you belly cheat?
Like, do you see
Bill
what other
Belichick.
competitors like do, and you like try and like maybe incorporate something a little more complex into your routines? Like, how does
Like the
that?
Patriots.
You kind of see like year to year your competitors because you compete with them so closely, so you know what people are doing and you know what people are working on. I was not one who tended to watch other people. I like to more watch myself and see where my mistakes were and how I could improve and what I did good and what I wanted to do better. So I really enjoyed watching like films of myself to get that feeling inside my own body, because like I could watch somebody else, but like I don't know their feeling. I don't know what their like kinesthetic technique is. So like for me, when I watch myself, I could feel it, like, and I could feel what I wanted to do.
This is like a documentary where as you're talking, I'm hearing the music in the background. I'm about to tear up over here.
See, Jab, he watches himself too. It makes us all great. I can be an Olympian.
We talking about four-time national champion Jeremy Abbott, figure skater. And here's a question: we have the Carolina Hurricanes here, and you watch hockey a lot. You ever see yourself out there with those guys? I mean, you have the skill set, obviously.
They can't catch you. I bet that. But they can't catch you.
You ever see yourself out there? You ever been out there with hockey guys on the ice?
I've never been out like skating with hockey guys. Like been on the ice with hockey guys. Yes. Yeah. Skating wise, I could definitely keep up or outpace. But it's the team aspect that I have no idea about. Like puck handling, stick handling, like that's beyond me. And like having to like share with somebody, I don't know how to share.
See this? See, you be perfect for that.
Let's get you in skates.
Because he don't pass the ball.
He's talking about basketball game.
He don't pass the ball. All of the travel, everything you've ever done. What's the weirdest thing you've ever encountered? Since you turned pro.
Since I've turned pro,
or just in general.
Man.
From a fan or anything weird ever happened?
I think my day-to-day is weird. Like I literally the last like 6 months of my life I've lived out of a suitcase. Like I don't have a home at the moment. So like
that could be weird.
Yeah, that's a little strange.
So what are your plans for retirement? Just out of curiosity.
Get a home.
Get a home is high on the list. I've been doing choreography, teaching seminars. I've been performing a ton. So even though I don't compete, like I still am on the ice performing on a regular basis. Actually, Saturday night I'll be at the Greensboro Arena performing with the symphony, and as all part of the Christmas holiday, which you guys are so in the spirit. I'm loving everything about this.
Ready.
We're here, man.
I'm ready. I forgot my ugly sweater, but I wore the best hat.
I thought you were there every day.
Boom. He'll be here for the next 2 hours.
But no, it's unbelievable, again, to have you here for the first time here in the studio with us. And again, a lot is going on. And we're talking about the figure skating championship will be held January the 20th and through the 26th at the Greensboro Coliseum. Jeremy, how can people get tickets? How can they get involved with that?
Well, tickets are available at ncskate2020.com.
Okay.
So if you you should come out and see it, because honestly, there's no other skating competition like the U.S. Championships. Mm-hmm. There's a reason that Greensboro has held it 3 times in the last decade. Yes. And so I encourage everyone to really come out, because it's going to be an amazing few days of skating. There's going to be things that are done at this championships that nobody has ever seen before on the U.S. Championship ice. We have Alyssa Liu, who's going to be throwing quads, and she was 15 years old.
Oh, wow.
She's 14. She's 14 years old.
Oh, wow.
And she'll be doing quads, and that is a very unusual thing for women to be doing. And so I really encourage anybody who's in the area to come out. And again, tickets are on sale at nckskate2020.com.
We going. You know what? The sports shop is
That's a
coming.
road trip for us
And the
right
first
there.
thing
Road trip.
I'm walking through, they're going to say, can I
Do
help?
it.
I'm with Jeremy.
Yeah. We know Jeremy.
We
so
know Jeremy. So.
That'll get us in right there for real.
Thank you so much, Jeremy.
Thank you so much.
At least that'll get us a seat.
Thank you guys. It was such a pleasure.